We have a scholarship fund that we just started for our official members who are going to college and that kind of thing. It's not very big, we're not a big club, we don't have a whole lot of money. But what money we can give back to our membership to help them. We are a family, and we want to look after our family. Because without the members, we wouldn't be a club. We do so many good things for people through the charity work that we do that we also should be giving back to the people who make the club as great as it is. So that's one of the things that we really want to push through. Because a happier, I would say the happier the family is, the better the family runs and works and that kind of thing. So we do have our own charity that we maintain. We also do stuff, events for Make-A-Wish and various other charities. We have our own charity called Mandalorian International. We've been doing our own little charity thing since 2007. Every Christmas, we'll raise money all through the year, like we're going to do here with our bounty hunt tomorrow. At the end of the year, chapters will apply for parts of that money. They'll adopt a family whose children aren't going to have Christmas due to sickness or they're just underprivileged, whatever. And the clan will make sure that child has a great Christmas. And we've been doing that since 2007 as well. This year, actually, with everything that's happened in Oklahoma this week, all the money that we're raising at Phoenix Comic-Con is going to go directly to helping out with what's going on in Oklahoma. So that's a big thing for us. We do have a chapter out there. Luckily, none of them were in the path of the storm, but they're in the process of getting together with some of the people there and more, and trying to do what they can to help. So, and that's the big thing. Is when there is disasters like that, we may not be able to go on site and help, but we can help raise money to help relieve some of the stress and some of the pain and everything that's going on out there. So that's a big portion of, I think, why all members do what we do. It's not just about putting the armor on. It's also about using it to inspire people to do good things.
All right. I guess we could open up questions and stuff at this point. We talk about what we do. Anybody have any questions? Want to ask about armor or?
Go ahead.
Yes, we do. Everything's handmade. A lot of the helmets are bought. They're molded. Some of our members have molds where they make. Some are scratch build.
Mine is actually a scratch build. Started out as just paper templates, pieced together. A little bit of Bondo, a little bit of fiberglass. A lot of Bondo. Yeah. I need the one that Ellie has. But it just started as paper templates printed off on the forums and pieced together that way.
Anyone else?
Okay, so if your visor on your helmet is broken, how do you fix it?
New visor.
New visor usually, yeah.
I actually have mine set up. I don't know if you can see inside. I have bolts that secure my visor inside, so it's pretty easy to pull mine out. Most of us just do hot glue to hold it in place.
Yeah, mine's just hot glued in.
And hot glue is pretty easy to heat back up again and pull out. It's really not that difficult to
Just cut a new one out and swap it in.
Yep.
It's the easiest way.
Aside from the helmets, what would you say is the harder stuff to mold?
Back plate.
So many armor kits get denied their first ab in because the back plate's misshaped, mine included. It's hard to get bends for every way your back bends.
Plastic only bends two axes, and you have 3 or 4. So it's rather difficult to shape the back plate.
It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort.
Pair of questions actually. Number one, what is probably the best, most cost-effective material to make the armor out of?
Sintra.
And secondly, I know some of you guys have mics on there. What exactly do you use for like the voice box, whatever it is?
It's most of us have an Acre voice amp. It's a little square box that we wear on our belts, and then it's just a wired mic that comes up underneath our helmet.
Just wear a belt pouch or something. expanded PVC foam. You can buy it 3 mil, 6 mil. Comes in sheets of,
Actually, his is
mine's 3 mil.
Citra.
Yeah.
My armor is a little bit more expensive. It's ABS plastic. Same thickness
little harder
as
material.
his, but it doesn't have it's a little stiffer, a little harder material, and it holds its shape a little better.
It's actually pretty, I think $30 for a sheet of the Citra. So
Yeah,
it's
and we're talking 4 foot by 8 foot sheet.
Yeah, I did all
You
my
get
whole
2
set.
full kits
Had,
out of it
yeah,
to
had
try
that
and
really
fill it.
portion.
Yes.
Where are you getting this at?
There's a couple,
Plastic.
yeah, there's a couple of places online you can get it, but we actually have a member that works for a plastics company here locally that can get it for us whenever we need it.
Yeah. I actually found mine at some point down in Phoenix.
Yeah.
They sell it online. Somebody hooked me up
Yeah,
with websites.
there's a couple of places locally that are plastic suppliers. You can give them a call and price out sheets of ABS or Sintra. The ABS is quite a bit more expensive. You're looking at probably twice the cost for the ABS, but
Still $60. It's
yeah,
not too bad
it's
for a whole sheet.
really not that bad.
Because you can literally get almost 2 full sets of armor even with a back plate.
Yeah.
So I had half a sheet left over and I did my whole set. So.
Go ahead.
What are some of the regulations on costume, like, keeping up with the costumes on it?
Well, there's regulations for how much armor you have, all proportions of your body. For instance, you have to have knees. You have to have some kind of a.
Groin covering.
Thank you. So, yeah, there's a couple things like that. Spacing on your armor, things like that. You have to have, depending on the era of plates, we have multiple eras you can pick. Well, we've got some early Crusader.
Early Legacy, there's Crusader there, rudder.
Yeah.
We've got
And then this
Legacy
modern,
here, right? Yeah.
modern style.
Most of us are modern.
Yeah. So there's just different requirements for those eras. Each era has its own special rule list with the CLRs. And then we have brigades set up where you can do specializations for heavy weapons, snipers, assassins, scouts, engineers, medics. We kind of have everything covered. And there's special regulations for each of those where you have to have certain pieces of equipment as to make you
Wear on
like
your
that.
kit that, like a medic pouch that denotes you as a medic, or a really super long rifle if you're a sniper.
So in all honesty, the rules aren't terrible hard. They're just
something a little bit
yeah.
like this.
So,
I think that classified as a sniper.
Heavy weapons.
Heavy weapon. Yes, that's a heavy weapon.
You don't want to be a sniper carrying this around.
it's pretty easy.
You'd be so far away that you wouldn't need to worry about being caught.
Then you can take out the Star Destroyer by yourself.
Say yes.
Okay, anybody else?
Overkill, Mitch?
It really depends. Yeah, it depends on your helmet.
Depends on the helmet. Sometimes they'll fog up a little bit. Your
Yeah.
visor will tend to fog up.
Yeah. And it depends.
My glasses, it's a Rubik's Cube piece, and
Yeah.
I have mine too, but the thing is, if your glasses get skewed very easily, be very warned about them.
Yeah. And some you
Some of
find
them
they
we've
get the
seen.
cheeks and
Yeah,
it's
well,
an
some of
issue.
them we've seen, you kind of have to put it on cockeyed, and then once you get it seated, then you straighten it around.
Yeah. But it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
It's very doable.
The best helmet I've found for glasses is actually the Assassin helmet made by Enemy and DSP. It's got all the cheekbones are different, so you can just
Yeah, the interior part there, you can change the shape.
Or another option, Alan, Amos, he basically has a spare pair of glasses and he just put them right in there.
Yeah.
So that's another
Tape
option.
glasses to the inside.
Yeah, so this way they're in there, you don't have to worry about it.
So you take it off.
Anybody else?
Contacts.
I have one more.
Okay.
Are there any colors on paint colors on costume or colors?
Very little.
Yeah,
if
very
any.
little.
It should look, it needs to look Star Wars, like, you know, it needs to look in universe. You don't want to paint yourself up like a candy cane. That's probably not going to make it.
If you look around the room, there are no two of us that look exactly the same.
Unless you did it on purpose.
Yeah. Which I've seen couples and husband and wife combos that do similar paint jobs. Matter of fact, for Sniper Brigade, one of the things you can do is have a a spotter that has similar armor or a job as you, so you can run around together as a sniper and spotter. So there's some cool things like that. Matter of fact, the brigades actually do have some limitations. Certain brigades, especially Death Watch and the Royal Mandalorians from the canon, they have certain colors you have to stay within because that's part of the canon. I don't think it's required, but I think most every medic we have, yeah, most of them do run a red and white pattern. So just kind of, shows up, looks like a medic. And we do have special emblems for each, so there's a special medic logo, special ops logo. Yeah. So you can actually add those. Like we have, this is our Arizona clan I have on my shoulder. And that's how easy it is to take your armor off too. So that's our Arizona clan logo there, and I put it on my armor just to represent. So plus we have the mythos. I have them painted on here. Most everybody have them on their capes.
I have mine on my belt.
Yeah, your belt buckle. So yeah, there's really no rules against any of that. So you can kind of do what you want. That's the best part about the Mandos, as opposed to the 501st. The 501st are all canon characters. So you have to be just like the guy next to you because that's the rule. You have to follow their guidelines, and they're dead on. You have to be that guy next to you. And for us, besides our making the armor look like Boba and Jango or the newer or older stuff, we can go however we want. Go completely custom. So it's a lot of fun. It's the 501st is awesome, and I definitely one day I'll have my own 501st kit. And that's the best part. We all kind of cross over. A lot of us have costumes in the other clubs and stuff. So once you start with these, it's hard because you want, I can do that character. Ooh, I want to do that character. Ooh, I want to do that character.
It's
so
very
your list
addicting.
goes like that.
It's very, very addicting.
Yeah.
I personally have 4 other Star Wars costumes in my to-do list. So, yeah.
So it's really cool. A lot of fun.
How far does it come back? Or do you like it done for that lives a lot?
Well, like Mandalorian was saying, we've shot up to nearly 800 recently. Things have been a little crazy. We just had 4 in Arizona get approved.
Last week.
Yeah, we got one from Vegas that came down. She just got approved. So yeah, there's basically, yeah, you once you build your kit, once you get all your pieces together, you work with somebody like Chris. He's our Ruslar, that's third in command. He's actually in charge of that. And you will, the Sergeant, sorry. And you will work with him as you're building your kit for help and ideas, and he'll help you get everything put together. And then when you're ready, you'll submit your photos on the forums to the officers. We'll look at it, we'll critique it ourselves, and tell you, hey, this might need to tweak or that might need to tweak. But once we sign off on it, then you can submit your app to the club, and then the app team will take the same pictures that we looked at, and they'll go through, and if everything meets, then you get your approval, you get kill stripes on the board to know that you're now an official member. And if you get dinged for anything, they'll send you an email back and say, this needs to be fixed or that needs to be fixed.
Send a nice little picture showing
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, they'll do a little Photoshop work even and say, you might want to do this or add that or, tweak that. So it's pretty easy. So. Oh, yeah.
Female breastplates.
Uh-huh.
It's
It's a big topic. Big topic.
Everyone comes to the rubber neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either you can cut it off with mannequin like mine does.
I did that once.
Or
Is yours a
mine's
mannequin?
fiberglass bottom.
And mine looked more like yours. I couldn't get mine like that.
Yeah,
Or like that.
Yeah, this is depending on what kind of style you choose, you can either be more flat, you can be more like this.
I had a full Boba Fett
You got one.
costume that I made, and I used the mannequin, but I want to know if there was anything else I could use.
Yeah, there's, they recommend using, packaging tape, it's water activating, you get it at Staples, it's about that wide, it's got canvas running through it. You can put it on an old t-shirt and have someone help you, do layers and layers and layers, put yourself on. And you can do fiberglass and on
Yeah, duct tape also.
Duct tape is a lifesaver.
I
That way you get your form and everything, and you cut your place the way you want to. You don't even, you don't have to worry about embarrassing
Yeah, Tom would be correct. Yeah, it's doable and there's many ways and we've got many, actually that's the best part we've had. But,
I think all 4 of the new members were female.
Connor and
Oh,
Blake.
that's right, Blake.
But 2 of them are female. We've got another 3 or 4 females that are getting ready to
It is kind of a work in progress on some of the stuff, but the children can submit an application through the Vertica Core website, and basically it's very basic, of course, because we can't keep certain stuff we just can't ask for on the internet on kids who are under 13. So basically, it sends in a picture of the child with their costume on. It doesn't have to be like what we wear. It can just be like a Party City Halloween costume, because it's open for children. We don't expect children to be wearing what we wear because they're children.
Not yet.
Yeah, and unless they have a parent who is also doing what we do, like these guys down here do, and that's why their armor looks very similar. That's why they do.
He actually just got approved recently, so
Yeah.
father and son, those are all his boots.
And also, outside of the Vertica Court, for our official members who have children, their children can join the adult club in a limited membership called a Vertica member. So that way they can troop with their parents at events and that kind of thing. But yeah, with the Vertica Court, it's almost kind of like the way we've designed it is it's almost like kind of like an online game for kids. We have a challenge system that we're getting ready to roll out. We separate the children by age into 3 groups. We call them battalions. We've got Strill Battalion, which is Hawk Bat Battalion is the youngest. Strill Battalion, the youngest would be from 4 to 8. And then we've got Strill Battalion, which is 8 to 12. And then Meet the Sword Battalion, which is 13 to 17. And in each of those battalions, the training sergeants for those battalions, they issue out a challenge to those the cadets every month. And the challenges are based on, I'm doing this from memory, so bear with me for a second. The challenges are based on family or community, invasion, and I believe construction. And the construction basically focuses around getting the kids into learning how to create their own costumes with the parents' help. Community is basically getting the kids involved in their local communities doing things. And then invasion is, of course, children attending events like, maybe attending a Star Wars event in the library, or whatever. And then we have a system built in where the kids can earn little badges online, and then they can go from like an initiate to a journeyman to an expert. And then at the end of the year, they'll get a patch that says, "Hey, I was in," basically denotes that they were in this brigade for the year, and they'll be able to accumulate those patches. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like online scouts, so it's pretty neat. Yeah. If I had a kid, I'd love it.
Go ahead. MandalorianMercs.com.
We got cards all over.
We can get a business card if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll have some out here.
They have a bunch of them over at the Starbucks, right at the table.
Yeah, if you haven't been to our table, we have a bunch there. We'll get you some here today. Anyone else?
Are they gonna be free donuts afterward?
If you brought them, we're good.
Hey, Matt, I'd like to ask something about the helmets.
Okay.
We're asking about questions about the visor. You said use a hot glue gun. Same thing, some of us have fans, some of us have mics, glasses. Don't ever use any toxic glues in your helmet.
It's a good recommendation.
I mean, it works really good, but in your helmet, it mess you up.
Yeah, nothing that off gases at all.
Right.
One time.
Yeah, they definitely get sweaty, and the fans are a good ad if you want to put fans in. I actually have some in mine now, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's one thing. If you can, if you have, depending on what you do for your real life job, like in real life, I'm a network administrator, so I do a lot of work with computers. So if you are, an electrician, things like that, or you're good at working with small bits of this and that, then you can get, pretty creative with what you can do with your helmets. Sorry. But, you can see I got all kinds of stuff in mine. I've got pickups where I can hear all the sound going on around me. I've got fans. I've got voice amp, all that stuff built into the helmet. So I mean, you know, that's one of the cool things about what we do too, is that you can apply a lot of your real world knowledge into creating the costume. So,
And you learn so much from creating a costume. That's the best part about it. I know some of you guys who aren't costumes here probably gone through it, but you learn how to use the Dremel and sand and Mondo and fiberglass and paint and wire stuff. You know, it's all learning
body work
process.
now that we're
Yeah.
all the body work
Yeah.
we learned how to do.
Probably run an auto shop or something. So yeah, it's a great learning experience if nothing else.
My first comment, which was right there, was inappropriate, or, well, not necessarily inappropriate, but wrong.
Yeah.
There's some helmets that are being banned, and then they're not up to the standards of the gun, or there's probably other rules for that. I'm not officially in, so.
yeah, but there are a few helmets that won't work because the reason why that we banned them, it's not because we don't like them or where they came from. The problem is that it would cost too much money to fix them than what they're worth. So you end up with a better product, not spending your money on that, and then putting a whole bunch more money into it, just trying to make it look right. I think the Ruby's boba is a good example of that because it's got a mushroom dome. It looks like it's bulging out on the sides. There's no way to fix that.
Mine was, first one was down post sitting there, and that was 97. And very incorrect. The blue one there, that is not the one for.
And it's good if you decide to do, or if you decide you're going to try or want to make a kit, is to get on the forum, sign up, read a lot, look at people. Everybody's encouraged to do a work in progress thread, showing their build and what they're doing, and people get on and offer advice as they're going. That way we stop a lot of problems early and help out. And definitely encourage to get on and read a lot so you don't wind up buying money pits that are going to take tons of time and money to get you to an official stage. Plus, armor parties. Yeah, we do armor parties. Somebody will host, get together at their house, and everybody brings what they're working on, sit down, start working on it, get advice right there on the spot, get some help, have tools and that sort of stuff available if you don't own the tools, which that's another thing. I've bought a ton of tools over the course of this build, so I now have everything that I need. So,
Or just come and meet the clan.
yeah.
Our armor parties are a great way for new folks to come and get a glimpse at what we're working on, meet us, get tips and ideas on, even if you don't have anything to work on, come and hang out, get some ideas, meet the clan.
Great stuff. Yeah, as Mandalorian said, this is the whole club we consider a big family. I mean, we call everybody brother. Everybody's a brother. There's no designation for men and women in Mandalore, so that's something you'll learn. So the word's the same, so it all means brother or sister. And so we keep everything very family-like. Everybody tries to, be friendly and have a good time, and we just try to have a lot of fun.
That's the main thing. Have fun. People forget that, but it's about having fun.
And you will definitely experience something. It's something I experienced was showing up at a charity event where you're raising money, and for something good, cancer or whatnot, and you see the look on and not only the kids' faces, it's funny, the parents sometimes.
Yeah.
They look up and their eyes go, wow, they're looking at Star Wars in life, and it's a really cool feeling. You almost feel like a rock star. I don't know about you guys walking around today, but as we marched through, everybody stopped and parted, and we're taking pictures, and it's really fun. Thank you, sir. Yeah, it was a good time. So it's definitely a unique experience if you've never experienced anything like it or done a costume before. So if you're interested, definitely. We love new members. We're growing fast.
And volunteers.
Yeah.
And volunteers.
Yes, the volunteers are great. Which is something too you can do.
As our number of costumers increase,
Yeah.
the number of handlers decrease. So we constantly need
Yeah.
people to help us get in and out of our costumes.
Yeah, while you're building your armor, you're definitely always invited as a handler to help us out, get dressed and whatnot.
Get a feel for
Yeah.
what it takes to troop.
Yeah. Plus, we can't see very well, so when something falls off, or we're walking into somebody or running over somebody, you can, when you gain weight. That's for sure.
If with a certain weight, and when you exceed that weight, it will tell you, hey, you have gone beyond the bounds of what this armor can hold.
Or if you lose weight, then
Yeah.
it just falls off.
I had to adjust mine. I lost like 60 pounds, and I had to totally
Sorry.
adjust everything because everything was too big for me. You know, so yeah, that's the cool thing about it too.
Yeah. Oh, and then that's the other thing. Everything, once you get official, your armor now becomes your upgrade project. My list of upgrades was twice the size of my list of actual requirements. So now I've got.
You may think you're done.
Yeah. Oh, no.
You're never done.
You're done when they drop you in that hole in the ground.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
My left gauntlet this is the third version of this gauntlet alone. So.
Yeah, it's a
Keep
constant
buying new phones.
Yeah,
If they would stay in one piece, I wouldn't have to.
yeah, and then like I said, also you're gonna want to do more costumes. So not only will you build another one, you're gonna upgrade that one. It's just a constant cycle, but it's fun.
It's a constant, vicious, glorious cycle. Yeah.
Glorious and
Glorious indeed.
One of the funny thing is once you start making your own costumes, you never look at the store-bought ones again.
Nope.
Yes.
never.
Oh my God.
And you try to wave people off. You know, they have that Ruby's Boba Deluxe, whatever it is, that people drop $800 for. And I feel so sorry for someone when they come and they post pictures and they're like, oh yeah, here's my Ruby's Boba Deluxe. It's, you know, so awesome. And you're like, why didn't you just come, why didn't you find us first? Because that $800, you could have built like, you could have built
Two or three.
two really good
Yeah.
kits, but with $800 you could have built like, you know, awesome freaking, you know,
Super kit.
super duper Iron Man kit or something. You know? Seriously, it's crazy. You know? But you can't save everybody. All you can do is hopefully find you.
All right. Anybody else got any questions? We got another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You guys talked about what the outer armor is.
Mhm.
What about the inner armor?
Most of
Okay.
us wear
Clothing
flight
that you're
suits.
Yeah, it's a
Most
flight
of us
suit.
are wearing military-style flight suits. There's a few, like Sharon here wears a an Under Armour bodysuit.
Yeah, it's basically a suit, and then it's just regular cargo pants. Because it's, sorry to say, but for the women, it's easier to have
The requirements just state a flight suit that is a one uniform color, whether it's a two-piece or a one-piece, and you can hide the two-piece with a belt and everything. So yeah, it's really the requirements. It's just the color and whatnot. And then almost everybody wears a vest on their upper torso that your armor plate's attached to. Just makes, yeah, except for the Crusader, he just throws his on. But depending on the make of your armor, though, it is easier because I can take this vest off. All my armor plates stay attached, and I don't have to worry about putting everything back in
You can
place next
see
time.
on Scott really well there where his vest is.
Yeah,
Right
the
tan
orange
on his.
with the dance.
Kind of see where it goes.
Thank you.
Do your turn.
Your turn. Yeah, the color choice there is just your personal preference choice.
It's all up to you.
The vest can be a different color. Excuse you. I'm sure. That's cool. Yeah. So anyway, and then requirements for Scott's Django there is like you were saying. There's a different requirement for canon characters. They have to look like the movie. They have to be spot on. So his color choices are locked in because of what he chose to do with canon characters.
And we're very tough when we approve
Yes.
canon characters. Because, each group has their own, I guess, base characters. 501st have Darth Vader, in which they pretty much have to be approved from the top for Darth Vader. We're very strict on, like, the Boba and Jango Fett costumes because they're our base characters. And we go by the same guidelines the 501st use, but we really, we're really nitpicky with them. I think we made a few people mad, but it only helps everybody because it makes everybody look awesome, So, but Scott, he got it first time out.
Yeah. Well, he also has a Boba too, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he also had a holiday fest.
Oh, Tubo, yeah.
So I mean, he's got the whole run, the whole gamut of Fett.
Yeah. He's our resident canon expert.
Yep.
And I'm kind of go.
Right. No, that's Rob. Very large cannon in the corner. Any other questions?
Kind of a small question.
Come on, yeah.
Anybody Nerf guns?
No. Weapons there are restrictions on the weapons. No firing mechanisms or you cannot shoot. That is a rule for safety. We do follow very strictly.
Most of them are strictly non-firing props.
Where do you get them though?
Made out of a myriad of things. Nerf guns are the first choice, but have to be heavily modded so that they do not look like a Nerf gun.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a Nerf.
Right.
But
But it's built off a Nerf gun, so that's something that can't be done. My pistols are wood. His rifle is wood. They're just pieces of wood. Yep.
And Similac can.
Yep. Well, what your first rifle had Axe body gel or something?
My
Barrel.
first rifle was an Axe shampoo bottle, and there's a canister on the side that's a Gillette shave gel can.
Yeah. So you can find out ways to mod them. Yeah.
And have you automated like Iron Man armor at all?
I have never made it. It would be cool though.
I don't know if anybody. Nobody.
Since my armor is all made out of metal, I would never be able to make an Iron Man. So I'm probably able to move it.
We've got a couple guys who've done Halo armor. Yeah, we got a Space Marine or two. There's you'll see it if you get on the forums. There's a bunch of people who do other genre of costumes, and they get together.
Information on Iron Man, check out the rpf.com for the replica prop forum. They have a bunch of info for Iron Man, Mass Effect, Halo, Fallout. That's like the overall place to go for props.
And he should know, he's been on there like almost all the time.
I have a lot of time there.
But that's the thing you'll find, when you get in, there's people who venture out and do other stuff. They know a ton about it. We've got guys we've got people who make all this stuff. The helmet I bought was a mold that one of our members does, and so you can buy bits and pieces that you need. Though we recommend building everything at least the first time through, so you learn everything. Trial and error is the best learning tool out there. So
Don't get discouraged.
yeah.
That's one of the things. Don't ever get discouraged. Just because you might have a hard time with something, you might go up for approval, and they say, hey, you fix this or that. Most fixes are always going to be easy. So it's just one of those things where don't get discouraged. Not everything's perfect. It's not never going to be. Any other questions?
Can you make your guns and weapons and knives out of anything like that?
Yeah, except I guess you can't make knives out of metal.
Real metal, yeah.
You can make a gun out of metal. I work metal pistols, but as long as they don't work, that's it. Metal knives, not good.
Can you
metal
do
blades.
metal handles for knives?
I guess you could, yeah.
So how long does that have to be to join the force?
18 at minimum, unless you have a parent who's an official member who can get you in as a vertical member, as an underage limited member. So other than that, yeah, you have to be 18 to join the
Yeah, but the new Vertica core, you can start learning and getting involved and meeting people. So especially local folks.
Especially in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arizona's our biggest, well,
Yeah, we've
it
not
is
seen
not,
anything.
just now, yeah. Arizona and Florida have a big, they've got a nice little, kind of rivalry going on over
I blame
membership.
C6.
Yep.
So
C6 is in Florida, so Florida shot up and beat us there for a little while.
And now they're back ahead of Florida, so
Yeah.
that's
It's a fun rivalry.
That is a fun rivalry, and hey, I have no problems with it.
Bigger's better.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we're actually, Arizona has, what are we up to now? That was 47 official members. So we have a few retired, so there's about 35 or 36 active. But, we also are one of the busiest, aren't we?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We did 48 weekends last year, 48 weeks out of 52. We did events. So we stayed very, very, very busy here in Arizona. So, yeah.
Do you have membership dues?
No, we do not. And this is a good question. What we do have, we have a tiered membership system. Okay, on the forums, you don't have to pay anything to get any kind of access on the forums. You get pretty much full access to all the resources that we have to offer as far as costume building. You can decide to donate to help support the group and what we do. In which case, a minimum 50-cent donation gets you a full year as a supporting forum member. groups within, you know, like Elegant Mando Tea Society is one of them. And this little thing, kind of like the way the 501st has a Kilda Trooper Brigades and the Sith cheerleaders. We have stuff like that too. But to get access to that, you have to be a supporter, you know. And then we do have what's called auxiliary membership. And that auxiliary membership is it is a $12 annual fee. What that does is that opens up all of, you know, everything that as a supporting member would. But we do have ads on our website to help generate to pay for the server. That's $160 a month for our web host. So that gets rid of the ads. So auxiliary members don't see the ads on the website. Also, we have special armor patterns that nobody else has. So we've actually bought as a club. We had a guy that is a master Epicura unfolder. I don't know if you know anything about Epicura. It's just a 3D program where you can print it out on paper and glue it all together, cut out, glue it together, and it turns into a really awesome thing. So we've had a lot of special patterns made for like Neo Crusaders and certain other things that you just don't find anywhere else. That is available to auxiliary members. There's also like a special little name badge. Like some of us have official members have a big badge. Yeah, he's holding one up right there in the back.
Yeah,
Auxiliary members can get a nice little name badge to where it also says auxiliary member. It changes year after year, so it's kind of collectible, you know. So there's some perks, but you don't have to pay. Official members don't pay anything because they're investing a lot of money in their costumes already. So it would be kind of not right to ask them to put more money in when they're already putting in several hundreds of dollars. And a lot of them do already donate. So we are up to be a 501c10, which is an actual fraternal organization, because that's the best thing that we could find. They would classify us as chapters. But yeah, we do not charge physical dues for the basic membership of this. That's a complicated question. It has to have a complicated answer.
Good thing you're here.
Yes.
I would have been like, no. But as far as I can, you can pay me to be a member. Oh, wait.
Like with your dog, I see you got something in it.
It's my
Cell phone?
Yeah.
You just basically slide it in.
It slides in at the top.
Show off.
Just jealous.
I didn't say it wasn't.
And there are rules for that. It has to be covered up so you can't see buttons and names because it can't be earthly, worldly, whatever. It has to be Star Wars.
It can't look like a phone.
Right. So it looks like a data pad and you're cool, which is covered up just right. So
That was one of the hardest things to migrate out of because when we first started the group, it was a little more of kind of an anything goes type. Because there really weren't that many people that were costuming as Mandalorians outside of Boba and Jango, you know? So we just kind of let anything in to begin with for that first maybe year. And progressively over the years, we've gotten a lot more strict with our standards, you know? And getting away from that, you know, of course you've got some people who have been in many, many years who still haven't really changed that much. So you can tell who's been in for a really long time and who hasn't been in for a really long time. So yeah, you know, putting the electronics on, like the cell phones and things like that. Big thing there was making it look like something you would see in Star Wars, not something that I would go out on the sidewalk and see someone, you know, talking on.
Take a case for an iPhone and glue it to the top of your gun. That's not good.
Yeah, be like, this is my Star Wars communicator. No, it's not your iPhone. I got one in my pocket. So
okay, and then I was going to recommend, and I know everybody in this room probably recommend it too. If you want to get hooked on Mandalorians and Mandalorian culture, Karen Travis wrote the Republic Commando